strike.
Hey guys, my name is Ace. Now let's get back to business. So here we are back again with some Ashen, guys. I hope everyone had a great Christmas and New Year's. I took a break creating some videos and things like that, and also getting good at this game. I've had my share of troubles, and basically this video I got from a lot of viewers that they wanted to know how exactly should they, you know, I think this is the second dungeon if I'm right. And basically this is going back. I already completed the quest, but we're gonna go through head over walkthrough here of how to complete Bataran's quest to get the listener's heart. And basically where you're located is all the way down here, and the seat of the Matriarch. So this is the walkthrough, guys, for the seat of the Matriarch. If you guys don't want to see all the information I have, make sure you guys take a look at my first two videos on Ashen, and then we should take it from there. But this is going to go over things that you need, things that you may want to have, and also different techniques that I use to get past this dungeon. So we're going to start off here. I am comfortable with Jakel as my companion. But to get to this point, the one thing you guys first have to know is that there is a safe point inside of this dungeon. I think there's actually two. But we're just gonna go see one of them. But there is no way, from what I understand, that you can actually travel in to the dungeon and fly in there. So we're gonna first start off. You get introduced to a new enemy here that you may have seen. You actually, on your way here, you may have seen. And basically, it's these guys down there with the explosion. Like I call them the guys with the explosion wands. But basically, you take a hit from them, you will be in trouble. It will be a big problem for you. So let me take care of this guy first. Alright, so basically these guys explode. There's more guys up here. These guys explode, and if you shield them, they'll take like a fourth of your stamina away. But if you take a hit from them, it's like half of your health. You see two of them more up here. They can see that a fourth of my stamina went away. Now, the thing you guys gotta also pay attention to is that when you're in a horde of enemies, these people can be a problem. And yeah, see that? And that's me that's because I have some good armor on me. But normally when I first walked into here, I did not have the amount, you know, basically some good armor. What I normally like to do is once you clear these two areas, down the steps here and over here, I usually come back to that point. Honestly, I use that point to train. You're gonna get like 1,000 you know, 1,000 currency from defeating these like maybe 8 to 10 enemies, including with the two down there. But I use that as kind of my go-to when I wanted to get used to this area. Now the first thing I would recommend you guys have in your inventory, I crafted about 400 spears because I don't want to use these spearheads yet until I get to and use them for crafting until I get more advanced into the game. But basically, I walked in here with about, I'd say, and this is not an over exaggeration. This is because I really wanted to make sure that I would be protected, and I would be ready for every situation. So basically, I would say have your gourd at 6 or 7. Your limit for your crimson gourds. I would say, just in case your gourds run out, which can happen if you guys are not used to this type of game, I'd recommend having 9, or you can double this of these health things here. And also, you want to have at least always on you one of the Craven remnants to go back to Vagrant's Rest. And the reason I say that is because once you get half into this, basically into this dungeon, if you're not prepared for it, you'll want to teleport back and use the money that you've gotten, you know, basically to, you know, go back and buy stuff. So yeah, that's basically what I would recommend having. Also, a lot of people have said about your club. I went and upgraded the club. Why? Because I think it's a good weapon, but the downfall is there's no critical hit chance on this. And fighting these giants that we're about to fight, You kind of, I believe, honestly, you kind of need some. So you guys want to pay attention to that. Also, I don't use these really a lot. This apple cricket here, I maybe used it for a little bit, but I didn't really, you know, care for it too much. You know, so it's honestly, it's really all up to you, honestly, on what you want to do. Let me switch this out. So yeah, so alrighty, so walking into this dungeon, you deal with those people up front. You got two giants here, one to the left, one to the right. Now, if you go into the middle, they'll both jump at you. But if you slightly come on this side and you want to fight them one-on-one, you can just that didn't actually work this time. But basically, you can have it where you don't actually have to fight both of them at the same time. And I don't know where Jekyll is. What the hell? Alright. Oh, he's stuck. Yeah, guys, this happens a lot. These people do get stuck, so be mindful of that. Your companions will get stuck on here. So, you know. Alright, you come up here. The other new enemy that you get introduced to is that you will find frozen people here. The frozen enemies do come back to life, and when they come back to life, they will come out hitting you. So the one thing, we're going to start fighting some of them now. They're in almost every room or every area you step into, but the first one you encounter is over here. If these guys can come back to life. Now, while they're coming back to life, or they're in this frozen state, you can just one-hit them with your fast attack, and they will die. So it's pretty easy, but when you're, you know, fighting a giant and one of these things wants to come back to life, it can be a problem. So there's about 5 or 6 of them in this room, but on your left, you might get a little surprise hit. This guy's already defrosted here, but he's basically, you know, 2-hit at most. So basically, you kill off these frozen guys here. I usually kill off the frozen ones first, because they're, you know, the guys that are actually walking to you. They're slow hitters. I don't know how I actually got hit there. So yeah. So now they do good because in this area they actually do offer places where you can actually get gourds. Well, you can fill up your gourds a lot easier, so I don't really care. In this one, you know, basically after you get past this little area here, and you actually fully get into the dungeon, you have one gourd already waiting for you outside. And yeah, and you can fill up, you know. There we go. And then there on and so forth. Normally this area is closed. You normally just have to, one person has to stand here, the other person has to stand here, and it opens up the dungeon. Now, what I will go through in a little bit, there was a video put out, I'll reference him in the description below, but basically there's a way that you can actually just jump off over here, and you can jump, you know, you want to be on full health, you want to jump twice down there, and you just hop on the ledge, and basically you can get down to the main area. And I'll reference the video to that. But yeah, that's why this little, I don't believe it's meant for it, but you can actually get to this area while you're actually going through the dungeon. If you're very, you know, if you go through places and you're adventurous and things like that. I'll reference that towards the end of the video of how you actually do that. So yeah, alright, so here's where you actually encounter your first, let's make sure I get my shield out, your first giant. When things start getting, you know, a little bit more, you know, you start fighting a little bit of strong enemies here. So the first thing is this, there's one frozen giant over here, there's another one over here, and then there's one more close to the giant. Now this giant won't attack you unless you go over there, but your companion will start swinging. But he's basic, this guy just focuses on you. I don't really need the light because I don't really care for lights. So, but it's basically all up to you and how you want to handle this. You know, like I said, I'm experienced at this already, so I already know how to complete the dungeon. But it actually did take me a little while because I'm not used to playing these type of games, to be honest with you. So, I'm not going to go over the little shortcuts, but I will say that you can actually, some people, I've seen some people in some videos try to jump over there to that one. So I've actually, in certain cases, when I had like hundreds of these, sometimes I take health away from these guys now because you will come back to this area. But these guys do dodge once they notice that you're swinging at them, that you're trying to hit them. But sometimes I try to, I think for me with the basic spears, it's like maybe like a 6 or a 7 hit. But yeah, sometimes I just like to take these guys out early. Now, I made a huge mistake and I paused the game for a while when I got to a certain point in this dungeon. Is he dead? Oh, not yet. Yeah. This is free XP here because you don't, it only costs 200 to make these, you know, to actually make these spears. Yeah, see, he's dead. You get that XP, you get that money. You know, and then you keep it moving. There's a few frozen guys in this area. There's one right here. I believe there is another one on the ground. These guys are frozen on the ground, and they're like, normally you can't. I wasn't able to see them at first. I mean, sometimes when you go through these areas. Now there is a companion glitch. Also, you guys need to take into consideration. There's a few things that that can happen in this game, but here in this area, you start seeing basically, you know, the things that you're gonna need to go through. I'd say the hardest part in this area has to be once you get down to the main floor in this little area over here. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4 platforms, and then one in the middle over here, where enemies are already waiting for you. They're all giants. Now, the thing that's interesting about this is that you want to. Ooh, I didn't even get this on my first go through. There are some people that'll like come for you on first hit. Like that giant obviously couldn't run to me that I was attacking before, but you know, yeah, you guys will see. It'll get a little bit more hectic. So you got. Your companion won't run through here unless you run through here, so he won't go first. But basically, it's like an ambush. You got 2 guys on the left, 1 guy on the right. So what I normally do is I run towards this guy, and it would actually work in this case. And then these guys are basically 2 hits with you and your companion. The one thing that I made the huge mistake on too at first is that I would try to let my companion handle most things. But with the glitch that's gone on, and for me it's not fixed yet, he'll disappear, and then he'll come back, but he's you know, he's taking way too many hits, so it can't happen. So now this guy, let me see, he runs towards you if he feels like you're close enough. Yeah, see, as soon as you actually get, yeah, he'll take the jump. Let him take the bait. Let him come over to you. You guys can fall off these ledges, so be careful. Yeah. So you see, he's already used 2 gourds already. I think maybe even 3. And you don't get an actual other gourd until, gourd place until a little bit later on from here. So, you guys want to kill these 2 frost giants here. Side note, if you guys take these steps down, these steps lead over here, and then they lead you up, and then you go up there. Do me the favor, please. Only go there if you're prepared. There's like 3 Dark Sisters. I call them Dark Sisters. They are a problem if you don't know how to handle them. So if you, oh, I did not notice that. This has never happened before. What is that? Oh, the Elder Giant came back for me. What? He actually came back? Wow, would never have expected that. I'm okay if he hits his own people. See, he gets hits. He gets hit so easily. Yeah, he's I think he only has 1 gourd left, if anything, or maybe not even that. So real quick, yeah, so let me handle this guy first. This Elder Giant over there won't come up to you until you get about 2 feet away from him. So you guys can actually clear out some of these enemies for, you know, for extra money. But even when I go up to here, he still won't come and attack me. Which I actually think is perfectly fine. So you guys don't have to be scared of that. This is just all free money here, guys. These are 140 each for each kill. So normally It was actually kind of difficult for me at first, even to get this far until I felt comfortable actually fighting these guys. And that's when they really became a problem for me, honestly. So yeah, now these guys aren't really that strong. Alright, so here's the next area here. Now here there is about there's an elder giant. He's definitely like, I honestly have to say, I know they're all the same, but this guy really comes at you strong. While you got all these enemies to actually deal with. So, oh wait, oh, maybe that's where the other elder giant came from. Oh, well, I guess I don't have to fight him. Okay, cool. But there is normally an elder giant here with about 6 or 7 enemies. Yeah, there's even one over here. You guys can barely see him, but there is one there, and I think there's one more over there. So yeah, so I know I'm talking a lot, guys. It's just so you know, you guys can actually understand everything that's going on and what you'll find. Yeah, this is the other gourd area. Normally I would run back to this if I've only used one gourd, but since I already know what's to come, I don't really care. And maybe one more guy here. I guess not. I thought there was one more frozen guy. You guys can go to little cracks and crevices. This is where the companion glitch happens. Normally he would not, there's also an elder giant that walks to you. Yeah, Jaquel actually starts running away, which I don't understand why that happens, but it does, which is really kind of upsetting. Yeah, so normally I would run through this area and he would not follow. It can happen with your other companions. Yeah, you see, he doesn't follow me and he actually runs away completely. Sometimes he'll pop up right in front of here. Yeah, this is what'll happen. Alright, so this witch is gonna come back. She's gonna hit you as soon as she does that move. Just dodge it a few times. Save your companion. Also, guys, if you guys get hit by her and she stabs you down, you guys lose half of your health. A good portion of your health will disappear. That elder giant we fought on that path above there, that runs to you, if he doesn't find you there, he will find you in this room. He will come and attack you on his own. And it'll be in this area. Alright, now here's the area where you're gonna struggle in a little bit. There's one giant over here, and then there's 4 more giants over there, and they're not regular giants, they're like elder giants. I know they're called Matriarchs in this game, but I like calling them giants. Alrighty, so in this area there'll be something here that you can pick up. So the main thing is this. There is, now let me show you guys, there's also another crimson gourd up there. For good reason, so check this out. There is, yeah, there it is. Alright, so there is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then there's 5 giants over there. Now the thing about this area too that they don't tell you about is that you guys actually have little creepy crawlers on the side that come up as you enter each platform. Now as you enter the platform over here, the platform over there, none of these guys will interfere. They're kind of their own battle on their own, which is kind of cool. But you gotta actually see the way your companion goes, because I normally start off in this platform. If you do go to this platform, take caution. Your companion will run and go over here, and you will have a freaking problem. So don't make that fucking mistake. Yeah, obviously, as you guys can see, there's a creepy crawler right next to that giant up there. In each platform, there's at least 1 to 2 crawlers, and they're already hanging on the walls. You can see here, right there, there's a guy right there. So normally, if you hit them while they're on the wall, I believe they're just 1 hit. Let's see. Yeah, they're 1 hit if you do that. Now, these crawlers can be a problem, guys, and not take them lightly while you're fighting the giants. There's also one more, I believe, over here. Yeah, see, these people start running towards you. I normally use my spears for this. It just all depends on how you guys want to handle this. They'll walk up to you and run to you. If you don't want to handle the battle now, you guys can walk down here and then they'll walk back. You guys will see him taking his walk back. Yeah, so once you get into this area back again, the enemies stop attacking completely. So yeah, so you just, you take every platform as it comes. They do respawn. The giants here, one time I spent probably like about an hour. throwing spears at these guys over here, and the giant that was here a few minutes ago, he will respawn. These enemies do respawn, so you guys just can't stand there and try to cheese, you know, all that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and handle the first platform, and then, you know, I'm gonna handle all 4 platforms just for shits and giggles, and then you guys will see the next, you know, you guys will see me on the next part here. Alrighty guys, so we're back again here. I just finished clearing off this entire area here. So one technique that I actually want to show you guys is this here. Once you guys come here and get your gourd, once you guys clear out this first area, you can sort of, instead of going to these platforms and dealing with the crawlers and the giants, you can, from this area, you can actually shoot a spear and bait them to come to this area. The crawlers will not follow. The crawlers in those areas that are hanging on the walls, that you guys saw a few minutes ago, they only come when you enter the platform. So normally, once you start hitting these guys from far away with spears, they will come into your area and come in, and you can handle them a lot easier there. So we just finished this area here. We filled up on gourd, so we can keep moving here. Once you hop into this area, you start getting really close to the last part of the dungeon. You'll have to deal with a few crawlers here. They're actually already hanging on walls. Let me see if I can find some. Yeah, here they are. There's one guy there. There was one more that you can actually hit. Yeah, there he is. Now this guy will start trying to already come and fight you already, which is fine. Sometimes I like to see if I can hit him. Sometimes I can't. Now, what he will do is he'll stop right here. Oh, no, he didn't stop, actually, this time. Interesting. Yep, and then his buddies start coming in. There should be actually one more. Yeah, there should be actually one more. Now, what you guys can also do, this giant up here, he will come up these steps, but you can actually start hitting him from down here if you guys don't want to deal with the BS. Guys, be mindful also, these giants are smart enough to block your, they can actually dodge your spears. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any of them do it now, but, you know. And guys, there are way better ways to complete this dungeon. This is just the way I ended up doing it because I hadn't done all the side quests to get more stuff, and I've stuck with the club. And normally I'm not really good at these games, so this one actually took me. Yeah, see? Yeah, see, he'll start wanting to come up the steps, but. Yeah, there we go. Alright, he's dead. Cool. And Jakel is dead. Oh, I actually don't know how he died. That's alright, we're entering an area now where I think he probably fell off or something. You guys can use the light. I don't really care for it too much. Don't really care about that stuff. It's all up to you and how you want to do it. Oh, there's another creepy crawler. But yeah, one hit off here, you know, they, excuse me, they automatically die. Let's see. There it goes there. I haven't used the mushrooms yet. Don't ask me why, I just haven't used it. It's just come out that way. There is more stuff you can do. You can go to that path over there. But the main part of the story, if you're doing the main mission, is, I believe... Yeah, it's over here. You have to go down these steps. I believe there's a crawler waiting for you down here. I'm not too sure, though. Alright, let's just go. Yeah, there it is. It's one of the sisters. And one of the creepy crawlers. These guys do sneak up on you, so that's why I really like having Jakel alive, but he normally doesn't die after this part. But it gets intense when you don't have a companion that can actually, you you know, do stuff for you. I believe there is... Yeah, there's a sister waiting for you here on the right side, so be mindful of that. Cool. Once you have enough stamina, these guys should not be that hard to take down. It's just when you got to deal with other smaller enemies. We're getting really close to the safe point. Some of these areas on the side here, they already... Oh, there you are, Jakel. See, they'll just pop up out of nowhere. Let's see. Some of these areas have crawlers, like, literally just waiting to devour you. I actually don't... Let me go over here. I think you have to go through here. I'm not too sure, though. Don't quote me on this. Alright, cool. I don't remember. Was it over here? Oh, there's an Elder Giant. Didn't even see him. Oh, no! Cool. I took out all the other enemies, so it's cool. I completely forgot about that Elder Giant. I thought I could have sworn I entered this merit. Guys, the Sapient Moss is used to upgrade your weapons. So... Also, oh my god. Real quick. You guys do die here if you guys are not prepared. I saved these. Especially the large ones. I don't use them. I don't know if it's... Yeah, it's 10,000 that they give you. I don't use these because if you die, you gotta come back and grab this. If you guys come back... If you guys already used this on the first go, you get like 4 or 5 of these coming into this dungeon. But if you guys already used them, then you're gonna have to come back and get all that money. I had about 2 of them on standby in case I died coming back for what I originally died. Like already here, I started out with, I got about 20,000 already walking into here. And that's not even using the little money packs that they give you. I think on this one I headed down and I took the left side here. There are crawlers waiting for you. Please be mindful. Oh yeah, and the sister. This is free money, guys. Free money. Take advantage of that. I normally didn't fight this giant before, but why the hell not? And I think he's dead. Alright, he's dead. Cool. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, there's just a lot of sneak spots that people can just come and, you know, kind of get you on. You guys have to be really, really, really careful on what you guys do here. Yeah, see? And the last part, they got about like 5 of these things that gang up on you. So please be mindful, please. Don't take it lightly. You can go, guys, and search those areas over there. I already know that I don't need anything from over there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and continue. A good concept here too that I actually also learned the hard way. Always try to come out shielded if you're running into a corner. If you're running into a closed area, you never know what can attack you. But in here, once you get over to here, I think there's one more crawler. But here's the last floor of this dungeon. So I think, is this an actual merchant? Oh, what? I did not know that.
Not safe, never safe.
Yeah, so this guy gives you a whole bunch of stuff. I don't think you actually... One of these you don't get until you complete the dungeon as an option. So yeah, so once you hop into over here... Now, this is a save. So I actually pretty much farmed from here. Once you guys get to here, you guys can farm. You guys can literally just, you know, go over there, attack, go back and attack. And keep gaining money, gaining experience, which is what I did. And then basically from there, you know, you'll end up over there at the front door of the dungeon. But we actually are gonna go do that part. So let me just sit down here for a second. Check out what I got. So normally, this was like this before. Normally I just switch this out at the greater number one, just to make sure that I won't run out of spears, because sometimes I like messing around with spears, and they're actually good if you use them with Yukado's Guile or Gil, whatever you want, however you want to say it. The reason I enjoy this and I really like it is because if you're the type of player that doesn't like upfront combat that much, or you're not used to it, this is perfect, because you'll do extra damage from far away aside from just your spear damage, and it does help. It does stack up, and it is a lot. Now if you get hit, it goes away. Even if you're fighting up front enemies and you're up front close range, it doesn't really it helps out a lot, you know, and you know, there on and so forth. So now the main thing though is that when you, well, basically when you're fighting the final boss, this can prove to be very, very, very useful. Now you guys, like I said, you guys don't obviously have to use my setup. Right now I'm running with damage resistance while my companion is nearby. My sprint stamina cost is -50, only because I sprint a lot. My last stand, which helps out when you're in a deep situation, a lot. So last stand is pretty good. And then robust, which is, you know, -25% on everything that requires stamina, which I feel like is a huge must until you get something better. But the main ones that I would say, I sprint a lot, so this one works very good for me. And then robust I use. Probably robust would be my favorite one and most useful, because it's just very good. You know, it can help you out a lot. So alrighty, so I'm gonna show you guys the last part of the dungeon here, and then I'll take you back to the boss's area. So normally what I like to start out here is I go over here. Jaquel handles the little creepy crawler in the back. I handle this guy. Yeah, see, he handles that guy. Yep, and then you got one more. These guys are everywhere. These crawlers are like, they can, yeah, see the giants already. You guys want to get these guys out. Get these guys, like, extremely fast. You want to, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You guys want to kill them extremely fast. Or you'll, you know, have a problem with this giant. Some people might not. Some people know how to handle this. I unfortunately handle it my own way. Now, as you guys can see, you guys can farm, because even if you die, you guys will end up back in the same place, in a safe area in the back. So I'm just going to go back to the save area real quick, run over there, and then come back here. But I already handled the giant. Let me go over here, get back my stuff. Also, guys, if you guys are like, oh, how the hell am I supposed to make the enemy spawn back after I kill them? If you guys actually press F to interact with this and sit down, it'll spawn all the enemies back in the area. If you actually just click F to interact. So there is that. So normally I don't like going through the middle of places, so I normally just come through here. Sometimes you might find a creepy crawler. Sometimes you might not. Wait, what does he have on his head? What the hell? I did not give him that. Okay, that's weird. There's more creepy crawlers up there. I'll show you guys actually how. Up there, if you guys see that dripping down there, that's like a Krinsman Gourd health falling. That's from the first floor. I'll show you guys how to get to this final floor in, you know, literally a minute. And I'll reference the video of the guy that did it in the description below. But it's actually really cool. A really nice cheat if you, you know, if you don't know how to handle these enemies that well. And get back down here. If you guys just wanted to farm and not actually go through the full dungeon, if you're not ready for it. Alright, so up here, guys, you'll find three giants. There are two mini giants over here. One over there, one over here. Then there's the main big giant. The main big giant, he'll spawn up some enemies as soon as he first sees you, but he'll run towards you, and those enemies won't get to you in a while. So you guys have a chance to attack him, and once you kill him, his minions will die. So you'll see he'll do the move here. He'll spawn his enemies, or his companions, whatever. I don't understand why he didn't spawn any, but there's normally 2 or 3 guys that come from the ground, and then normally you see he runs towards you. I don't know why he's backing up. Yeah, these guys are actually quite easy to handle. You know, so yeah. Alright, you guys can handle. Remember, these guys are one hit. There's a few frozen guys down here. You guys can actually handle these little mini giants on, you know, on your own. You can handle them one-on-one. You guys don't have to fight them both at the same time. Alright, and then you guys can handle this one. This guy should be a walk in the park. And then this is the last enemies you guys are going to fight until you get to this area up there. You guys can venture off into the areas on the side. You guys don't have to go through the middle. I did because I already, you know, in this video I've already gone through stuff. There is stuff over there. There is more creepy crawlers and things like that. So it's all up to you. You guys can venture off. There is one way you can get to like the 2nd floor through some ladders on this side over here. So it's all up to you. Once you get to here, it's going to ask you to open this door. You'll go over here. And then you'll end up back in this area. This is the area where you fight the boss in. Amaran is fucking huge. This is why, specific reason, I cheesed this boss and I crafted about, like I said before in the beginning of the video, about 400, 500 spears. And it could have just been 200, maybe even less than that, if I were to use my spearheads to actually craft the good spears. But I don't want to use these things yet because I'm real picky. On when I will use them. But I don't know if there's anything else you can do in this area, but when you defeat the boss, the actual companion you end up with that you can also have, she'll be sitting right here in front of here. She'll offer you a fast travel out of here on the way out. You can actually, if you don't want to, you want to go back and venture, there is a save point over there. So I normally would just run back to the save point because by that time the enemies have not respawned back. So it's all up to you on how you want to deal with it. Now I'm going to show you guys back on the 1st floor. I'm going to show you guys how to actually get to this final floor without a problem. And really just taking a few falls, using your Crimson Gourd, and getting to the safe point like it's nothing. You know, this is a nice way to cheese it. I do not recommend doing it if it's your first time going through the dungeon, because you guys are going to need to get used to fighting some of these enemies, because you cannot skip the final floor. I mean, you can if you want to. You guys can just run past everyone and get to the final boss, but I recommend getting these huge amounts of money. I did not also travel onto there is areas, guys, where you guys can find stacks of money and things just laying around. I just wanted to show you guys how to get through it if you guys don't need all of the extra stuff. So I'll see you guys on the 1st floor, guys. Alrighty, guys, and here we are back at the 1st floor again of this wonderful, wonderful dungeon when you find your force refill Crimson Gourd area. Basically, the enemies are still there if you still go through it. The enemies don't disappear, so if you ever want to come back and get used to the combat again, in the future you guys can do that. But here is the video. It's in the description below, but I'm going to do, you know, my little end of it, because the guide doesn't show you the enemies, but this is the cheat to get to the final floor. So you stand here on this ledge, and then you take the jump, and then you'll land here. You guys gotta make sure you guys are on full health. You can actually get some free XP here by offing this girl. I was dumb to think that I could ever make that jump. And I hadn't healed, so that's why my money's down there. But I'm refilled. Now, there aren't any enemies here, but the one thing you guys gotta pay attention to it. Here's another Crimson Gourd area, so I'd say refill. But you guys can get here through the final floor without having to go through this cheat. You guys can actually get up here going, you know, starting from down there. So basically, first thing I want you guys to do is I want you guys to just hop on down here, climb down this ladder. We're already halfway there. That's if you guys remember, that's the giant that's on top of the ledge in front of the safe point, which is right over there. Before you come down here, the one thing the guide does not show you is that There are enemies down here already waiting for you. There's like freaking like 5,000 crawlers down here. Seriously though. So one thing you guys have to pay attention to. There's another guy over here. And there we go. That's the other guy. Once you guys do that, you guys can hop down here. Alright, now here's the thing. You'll have another few more crawlers over here. Now you have an option. You can either take the opportunity and just run, which is not a bad idea after you guys fall down here, or you guys can just take these guys head on. There's like 2 crawlers over here, 1 over here, and then the giant is going to try to attack you. So just be mindful of that. These guys actually do move on their own, so be mindful of that. Alright. Let's just take here. Take it however you want to take it. I'm trying to hit the guy, but I'm just continuously missing him. Alright. So yeah. So what you guys want to do is make sure you guys have your shield out. These guys will start to move as soon as you start coming down this ladder. They'll already be waiting for you. See that? There's already a guy right here waiting to attack you. And then there's one more over there, and then there's one here. So normally what I would do is, I'll show you guys here. You guys can take the jump down there. You guys can actually dodge the giant, because giants are very easy to dodge. You guys can actually run past the everything. Now these crawlers, they are fast, guys, so they can't actually get you. But basically, you can come back to the safe point. Your progress will be saved. They'll all go back to their place because nobody's going to follow you there. And then your companion will come back to life. So that's how you do the fast way to get out of that, you know, to get to the final floor here. Which I do not recommend. But you guys can do that if you guys want. Alright, you guys? Alrighty, so now we are actually going to go back here. And once you defeat everyone, let's press R to use. Once you defeat everyone, it's going to ask you to go back to Vagrant's Rest and take the listener's heart to someone that's actually already in your area. And eventually your Vagrant's Rest will basically look like basically how mine is going to come up now. You know, and they'll already, the buildings, like this place will be upgraded. You know, that place over there is upgraded. I mean, like, there's so many things going on, and then you get this young lady over here, which is the person that you get.
Are idiots. More likely to break.
So it goes, her name is Siloran, and we'll be covering her mission later, but basically, let me go over here. Alright, perfect. I have to take the listener's heart to Amara, which is right up here. I'll show you how this mission ends.
In one breath, you have taken a sister and returned a sister. Impressive. You have the listener heart as well, I see. Give it to me, so I can continue the search. The twin hearts are linked, so I should be able to follow the thread connecting them. But a knot of darkness prevents it. Somewhere between the hillside and the Featherlands. I cannot cut through the shadows that lie behind the hillside. It is a knot so tangled, so intricate. It might as well be Cisna's own web. My people shunned Cisna's work, the spinning of deceits and shadows. Instead, we watched from afar, unraveling her dark ways with eye and mind. Our observations were inscribed on tablets and locked away within the halls of Cliffa. To pierce Cisna's tangle, we must venture to those fallen halls and find the archive tablet.
Alrighty. So and then eventually your map tells you where you gotta go, which is over here. I believe I have traveled to this point, but there was a point where this place was actually blocked off, and you actually cannot get through here. But it seems that you actually are able to now, which is actually cool. You guys can just fast travel to the Whispers here and continue your quest. Now, Sillerin, she was the girl that you get after you go through the dungeon. You actually get her. And, you know, she's actually really cool. I love her voice. I love whoever does her voice acting. I actually like her a lot. And, you know, she has her own, you know, it's what I find really cool is that you have main journeys from a few different people, and then you also have your side journeys. And the character level, from what I understand, goes up as you complete people's journeys. So that's why I love, you know, being with Jaquel so much. But I haven't focused that much on her or Vorsa, even though their quests are like extremely nearby. You guys can do them on your own time. I'm actually really liking this game, so let me know how you guys feel about the walkthrough. Let me know also, guys, how you feel about anything that's actually really cool about the video, or anything that I can change about it. And yeah, guys. Alright, guys, so my name is Ace, and we're out. See you guys.